Hey, so I just wanted to make a quick video on a situation that we ran into in World of Warcraft recently, and we think is kind of an issue for the community here. And I made a post on Reddit about this, and it got a lot of views and tons of comments, a lot of like mixed comments, um, mostly positive, but some negative or some questioning the actual situation. So before I even go into anything, I just want to put a disclaimer out. We are not starting a witch hunt against the player or anything. We blocked out all names, even the admin or the GM who put this or responded to our ticket here. Um, we think it's Blizzard's responsibility to kind of enforce their rules, so we don't really want anybody punished for this. Um, it's not a, it's not that kind of situation. So what happened was we were doing Tendril, and then it was a heroic Tendril, it was a pug. We joined it. I'm a demon hunter. My wife was a warlock. Um, we going through the boss. It was going through quick. Everybody was doing the mechanics. It was heroic. Everything was great. But at some point during the fight, she was kicked from the group. And then I look over and the boss is gray on her screen all of a sudden. And she can still hit the boss and do all that. But, it's gray like as in somebody else of the other faction tagged it. But she couldn't leave. She died to the mechanics because or that like the AoE that goes out and she wasn't getting heals because she wasn't in a party anymore. She couldn't hearth out. She couldn't leave the group or like leave the dungeon or like unstuck or anything like that. She was trapped in the dungeon as we are killing this boss, right? And then I noticed the group started slimming down all the way until the end. The group was smaller than when I started by a good chunk. And what happened by the end of it was, all the stuff dropped, and everybody knows Tendril drops great caster loot, the trinket, the staff, and it looks like the casters were removed. So obviously, um, there's an issue with people being kicked for loot because my wife was not able to roll on the loot when the boss died. I could roll on the loot. I was still in the party, but I'm melee, and it seemed like that's all there was left, pretty much. I could roll on it. There was no issues. Looked over at hers. She couldn't roll on anything. We are like, okay, whatever. We'll make a new pug, right? Went to go make a new pug, but then we noticed that she saved to the boss. Oh my goodness! Like, she saved to the boss. She didn't have a chance to roll on a loot or anything. She wasn't even mailed her warm crest or anything of the sort. So Blizzard has created a system where, in this new need greed stuff, people can kick you during the boss. And if they kick you, I don't know if it depends on the boss or at the current time, or what percentage the boss is at. If you're kicked, you can't roll in the loot, and you're saved to the boss, so you're robbed out of an entire lockout for a week, which sucks. It's a huge waste of time, and you contributed to their kill, right? So you basically helped them for nothing. Um, so this is the ticket we submitted, and a little heated. There's some misspelling in there, so forgive that. But basically, like all we wanted was lockout reset, which I mean, it sounds reasonable to me. I understand that, she's not gonna be able to roll on the loot again. That's kind of like a weird situation. But I got a response from the game master saying, "Thanks for reaching out. I hope your day is going well so far. My name is Game Master Blank. I appreciate your patience. I'll get into your ticket. I've read your ticket, and ouch, I'm sorry to hear that your character was removed from a group for no reason. I've looked into this, and I've confirmed once a boss has been pulled, your character is intended to be saved to that boss if it's killed, even if removed from the group. Okay, but you still should be eligible for loot, right? I mean, that's how it is in Mythic Plus. Personal loot, it gets mailed to you. Um, but I'm pretty sure what happens is you automatically greed on those items. So if that's the case, then you lose out. Like they're gonna need it, obviously. So they basically just can kick the competition. And as such, customer support cannot remove a raid lockout. Whatever. That's fine, I guess. But please also know that raid leaders can remove people from the party for any reason, basically. And it's not a violation of the policies. Then they put a article there, and you can see the link there. But the article says, that they can kick people for any reason whatsoever. But, I mean, that's okay, right? But why make a system where the victim is saved to the boss and they're just totally punished for just being in a pug? Completely punished. They don't even have a chance for loot. We had a good system for pugs, and it was personal loot. But they went away from it and they went with this. I mean, back in the day, you could choose, there's a drop down. You could choose your loot, like loot master, personal loot, or need greed, right? That made sense. Like, give players the chance or the opportunity to make the loot they want. And obviously, if you could go with personal loot, I'm sure most pugs are going to be forced into doing personal loot because it's the most fair and you can't really steal items from others if that's the case. But yeah, they said that they can't. It's not a violation of the policies, right? But I mean, at that point, when you are completely stealing from somebody and they have to wait an entire week to have a chance for loot again, I would consider that. I'm sure any normal person would. Disruptive gameplay, right? And in their code of conduct for behavior that intentionally detracts from others' enjoyment, such as griefing, throwing, feeding, etc., is unacceptable. So where's the blame fall? Does it fall on the players who violated the code of conduct, or does it fall on Blizzard, or just people who are just trusting of others and don't expect them to abuse the system, right? And in the TOS, it says if you violate the code of conduct, you can be banned or suspended from the game. And it's not something that I want or she wants. It's just, why make a system that is easily abused, right? And then say, oh, can't do nothing about it. Can't remove your lockout. System staying the same. We're going to not do anything to the other player. It's all right. It just happens, right? And it sucks. And then I made the Reddit post, and a bunch of people on there have a bunch of different situations where the same thing has happened to them. I mean, you guys can read through it. And then, of course, there's people saying, oh, this isn't how it works, blah, 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 blah. If you don't think that's how it works, please make your own pug. Go into it with, like, your buddies or something. Make your buddy the leader. Make sure it's a boss that you don't need loot from. And then, like, at some point during the fight, get yourself kicked and see what happens. I mean, if it doesn't happen, then it may be some bosses. It happened to us on Tendrils. People are saying it happened to them on Fyrak. I mean, those are really the bosses that drop the great loot, right? So that's where it would happen. But if that's the case with the loot rules and everything, like, I don't see why this isn't just going to become a massive problem in the community, and it just happens nonstop. And at that point, I guess Blizzard would have to do something about it. And that was kind of the point of me making the post, to kind of shed light on the situation. And at this point in WoW and retail, it's been out for so long that I kind of feel like we're past this, and we should have a system that isn't abusable. But that's just how it happens. Hopefully, most people aren't gonna do this kind of stuff to other people, but there are a good chunk that would. And the victims of it, there's no way for Blizzard to fix it, apparently, and the people who do it aren't gonna get punished. So we just gotta suck it up, right? So basically, you gotta make your own pugs. You can't join anybody else's. So everybody who has seen this or is afraid of this at this point, or been a victim of this, or people who are trying to abuse it, are just going to make their own pugs, and then it's just going to be a system where you're never gonna find people for your party. I mean, the numbers have. It's already hard to find like healers and stuff like that. I mean, it's just gonna keep going down, and it just sucks. Hopefully they see this and do something about it. But yeah, I had a lot of questions and stuff, a lot of mixed comments, and I just wanted to make a video to clear everything up. Doing this fast before my raid time. It's at 7:30, so kind of close. But hopefully it clears it up. If you guys have any other questions, you can comment, or you can just send me a message, or you can even comment on the Reddit post or whatever. I'll be happy to answer them. I'm sure there's stuff I missed or stuff that people want to know. And this video is unedited. I'm just doing it real quick, just as an answer. Throw it out there for you guys. It just sucks for the people that are victims, and I've seen a lot of you guys like comment and say what happened to you, and some of it's a lot worse than what happened here, and it sounds like it happened to a lot of people in some Fire Act groups mainly. But yeah. Don't abuse the system, guys.